everybody, and welcome to another Q&A! This one's gonna be a little bit different because I don't know what the questions are. Jeannie actually wrote all of them down for me because I thought that would be more interesting if I don't know what to expect. I also trust her to not write down questions like, if your mother and father were both drowning, who would you save? Oh, yep, definitely answering that one. But yeah, so some of the silly ones might not be as silly as usual. Some of the personal ones might make me want to die, but that's okay. You know what? We'll just roll with it. Also, the art today is by Mandalore. It's me as a satyr. Sick. My friend was like, that's not very, should you put that up there? And I was like, definitely. Although, funny thing is that if I make it so that it fits instead of tiles, it's just my crotch. Actually, wait, let's do it. It's so funny. Okay, personalized desktop background. Oh, it's not fit. It's, is it fill? Is it stretch? It's not stretch. I think it's fill. Yep, there it is. All right, cool. So moving on to questions. First question is from @TVPeterson and says, what are your convention plans for 2014? Well, it's interesting because now that I do a lot of work for Polaris, it's basically assumed that anything they go to, I will go to. So I'm sure I'm going to PAX. I'm definitely going to E3. Unfortunately, I missed Anime LA this year. I didn't realize it, and I was like, what? No, it already happened? But we're definitely doing Anime Expo. We're probably gonna do a manga pod panel there, and I'm assuming we're going to be doing another co-optional podcast panel at PAX. I don't know if it'll just be PAX East or at PAX East and PAX Prime. It's hard to say, but pretty much anything that I have the ability to go to, I'm gonna go to. Also, GemuCon, definitely going to GemuCon in England this year, so yeah, we got some good stuff on our plates. But I do need to make sure that I go home this summer, because my family was very upset that I didn't go home for the summer last year. So this summer, apparently we're having like a family reunion, so I'm definitely gonna head home this summer. That might also be the first time that people meet Sam. I don't know, it'll be interesting. Also, did you notice that all of the mugs this time are Fox mugs? Whoa! I got really excited because I washed the other mugs. I spilled sweet and sour sauce on them. And I was like, okay, I guess it's about time I wash these. And then when I went to grab mugs for Q&A, I was like, oh, I should do different ones. Maybe I'll do fox ones. So like these two got little tails and there's a little fox inside of this one. And anyways. From @SirRippo, what's one thing in LA you think everyone should experience if they're out there? Oh. You know, I would say going to Hollywood Boulevard because that's so iconic. But Hollywood Boulevard has gotten very scummy, which is really sad. Like, you've got the whole walk with all of the stars, and you've got all of the same places like El Capitan, places like that, but it's just, I don't know, it's just so sleazy now. Like, there are people in really shoddily made costumes just like, take a picture with me! And then, you know, you've got all of these weird tourist shops that are kind of run down, and I don't know, I would love to see that Hollywood Boulevard area turn back into something great and beautiful again, but right now it's gotten very, very cheap touristy. Say hiking up to Eagle Rock is beautiful. Definitely go to Muscle Beach because it's just ripped dudes and ladies doing flips everywhere. It's awesome. Also, obviously, go get ramen. Maybe I should make a post on Duger Eats that's just places to get ramen. It's gonna happen. All right, we gotta do our first silly question. Let's see how Jeannie did. @JunkWaxTwins. Oh, Winter or Summer Olympics? I mean, look, probably winter because I love watching ice skating. It's like one of the only things that I watch during the Olympics. So I guess I prefer Winter Olympics. Gymnastics are really fun to watch though, and that's not Winter Olympics, but man, the ice skating, oh, so sick. Ruby, you're being so good today. I was waiting for her to stop barking, and then I finally just decided, you know what, screw it, she's gonna bark, and I'm just gonna record Q&A, and who cares? And now she's not barking. It's awesome. Next work question from @FlyingTragedy. How do you hope to see Pressheart to continue and Dex Bonus evolve in the coming years? I would love to figure out the best way to create really cool, interesting content, stuff that isn't super easy, like gameplay. I want to figure out how to start making that stuff all the time. If that means that I have to have like a team of people, then it's gonna take me some time because I would need to be able to pay those people. But you know, if that's something that can be in the cards in the future, that would be great. And that does apply for both channels because I want to be doing cool stuff on both channels, just different cool stuff. Next personal question at Memo in Your Head. Got it. What's your favorite thing to do on a chill or relaxing day? I love to play games, obviously. I love to watch TV. I love to take naps with my cats, which is very silly, but they, not as often at night, but if you take a nap in the middle of the day, you will wake up and they're just snugged. They're like snugged on you and it's really cute. I like to eat a lot. I like to do my nails. I don't know. It really depends on the day. I don't have things that I will absolutely do every time I'm relaxing, you know? It just depends on what sounds nice at the time. All right, okay, all right. Get out of here, cars. Trying to film a thing. Second silly question, at Assassin277. Out of all of the people you know, whose life would you want to switch for one day? Like, who would I want to body swap with? Or who would I want to just take over the life of? You know, it's funny. I was on Facebook yesterday. I don't go on Facebook very often, but I was on Facebook yesterday and I was kind of creeping on people that I went to school with for years. People that I knew when I was younger and just wondering what their life is like. I have a few friends that, you know, just work at coffee shops and have 4 kids and are just chilling. And I'm so curious what that life is like. I think that I would probably want to trade with one of my old friends back in Oregon. She's stuck in a bag. You good? Got out of the bag? Oh, going back in the bag. All right. Like, I would say that my life right now is really exciting and awesome, and I have so much fun, but it's completely different from the life of everybody that I left behind in Oregon. So I would be interested in seeing what my life would have been if I stayed, I guess. Last work question at Trees in My Garden. What's your favorite thing about working at Polaris? Okay, I'm gonna take this back from you. This, yep. You got the plastic for that sound and you got the paper for that sound. It's been great. Garbage truck is out there. Just gonna wait for him to do his thing. Drive away. Oh, he started to move. I believe in you, dog. You got this. There's a whole new life. It's a block away. Yeah, get out of here. I mean, I can still kind of hear him, but he's basically gone, right? I think we can move on. Okay, so what do I like most about working at Polaris? I love the people that I work with. They're all friends of mine. I love how much they understand my job, so that if they say, hey, we're gonna film this thing this day, and I say, oh, I can't because I'm gonna be on a podcast, or I have a shoot, or any number of things, they're very understanding about that. Obviously, it's within reason. You know, both sides have to be able to compromise. I have to be able to compromise any, you know, basic shooting that I was planning on doing at home if they can't reschedule a day. Totally understandable, and they're willing to do that for me too, which is wonderful. And pretty much everybody there just wants to be working toward doing cooler, better stuff. And I like that. Even though right now we're doing kind of basic things, I would love for us to be doing more narrative stuff, and everyone agrees. So we're all just kind of working toward that, and I hope that that's something that we can do in the future. Last personal question. Oh, yep, stuck. All right, cool. At Ryan Shrewsbury, what's a piece of advice someone has given you that has stuck with you the most? There are 2 pieces of advice. One of them is from my dad, and one of them is from a poem by Robert Frost, which might sound silly. But as a kid, my dad told me, you can't do everything. Because he realized very early on that I was going to wind up being the sort of person who just wanted to do as much as possible, who was interested in everything, wanted to learn how to do everything. And so he sat down with me and said, you have the ability to do anything that you want to do, but you won't be able to do everything. So be mindful of that, basically. And it's really true, because when I got into college, I found myself overburdened. I was doing too much, and I didn't know what I wanted to do less than anything else, which was hard. But I also love the poem, The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost, because at the end of it, he says he took the road less traveled, and that made all the difference. And I loved that because I think that it's a poem that encourages people to feel okay about doing something that other people are not doing. Just imagining yourself coming to a fork in the road and seeing that one side is far more worn in because more people feel safe going that way. I think a lot of times in our lives, we come to fork in the roads with choices that we have to make, and there's an obvious choice that's safe. And there's a choice that is enticing and interesting, but not quite as safe. And whenever I come to situations like that in my mind and in my life, I try to think whether or not I'm choosing this because it's safe, or if I actually really want to be choosing this. I don't know, I just really like that. It makes you stop and think for a second before you just do whatever will make you the most comfortable, because sometimes comfortable isn't best for you. Yeah, I have one more silly question, right? I think so. Wouldn't that be funny if I was like, here, we're just doing an extra question, whatever. From @JohnnyTeas3. Who would win in a Hunger Games style fight to the death involving you, TB, Jesse, and Krender? Oh, that's hard. Thinking about this really hard. I honestly don't know. I think that all four of us have things that would help us out, either about our personalities or about our knowledge, but I don't know who would win. TB and Krender are both strategists, but in very different ways. I grew up on a farm, which would help me out. You know, not just because I've seen things that I love get butchered, but also just, you know, living, being alive. And Jesse, I know that Jesse claims that he would do really well in the Hunger Games, but I don't know. I think TB would probably win in the end. At the very least, TB would get very far. And that's been another Q&A with special guests, garbage truck, and motorcycles, and planes, and cats. And Ruby sometimes, but Ruby was very good today. I have to give her props. But I hope that you guys had an amazing day, and I will see you again for another Q&A in a couple weeks. Okay, bye-bye. Mwah!